Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Make sure you press the like button and subscribe if you enjoy daily crypto content, and comment down below whether you think I'll be able to update you guys with crypto news every single day or not. I have a little bit of a challenge going on, and I challenge myself to update the people every single day of this year. Let's see if I can do it. First article of today is actually about Jeb McCaleb, who sold, 1.2 billion XRP since 2014. Some articles say 1 billion, some say it a little bit differently. There's a lot of numbers, but the point is clear. Now, this is something that I covered yesterday within my video, and I quickly want to fall back on something that we now know, right? We mentioned already, but we now know completely. And that is actually from Leonidas Hadjiloizou. He went on the Twitter to state that there's a couple of people on Twitter and on the internet who've really not been happy with the situation of Jeb McCaleb and him being able to dump. But then there's a couple of other people who are now responding to all the fudsters who have been saying, yeah, once this contract runs out, once this suit settles, Jeb McCaleb's gonna dump all of his XRP. And Leonidas just quickly backed us up to say, everybody who thought that he was going to be dumping is going to be disappointed, because it is clearly stated that after the fourth year, Jed will be able to sell 1.5% of the average daily volume. Anyone that expects Jed to be dumping will be disappointed. And it's all in here. You can read it for yourself all the way through if you really want to. But most importantly, for any time after the fourth year of the agreement, for each day of the week, Jed and the DAF will be able to sell 1.5% of the average daily volume. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. People asking for source, don't exactly know, but if it comes from Leonidas, you most likely know that this is some quality information. So happy with that. Having said though, we can actually skip out on the rest of this article, as there's not really too much to talk about anymore, and move forward into XRP Liquidity Index in odd corridor accelerates, hitting new all-time high. So actually the biggest topic of today is definitely the settlements, definitely the corridors, and definitely the liquidity indexes, I believe, yes, that are going about and around right now. The liquidity index of XRP in the Australia-based BTC markets exchange has blasted to a new all-time high, while the Philippine peso and the Mexican peso corridors are about to follow suit. So the contents of this article are that the BTC markets XRP corridor speeds up, and XRP will underperform in 2020 again for Mike Novogratz. Now, second part we broadly covered within one of the earlier videos, I believe it was like 2 or 3 days ago. And the top part here is something we're going to look into a little bit further. So there's, of course, a Twitter bot, or actually there's a couple of bots, but the most known one is LiquidityB on Twitter, that are tracking all the liquidity and how it is working. So the Twitter bot that tracks down the index of XRP liquidity works with 3 MoneyGram corridors so far: Philippines, Mexico, and Australia. The XRP to Australian dollar has just today reached a new all-time high. And you can see here, the BTC markets XRP corridor speeds up. On Saturday, which is today, the Australian corridor working via the BTC Markets Exchange has set another all-time high, reaching 4.5 million level versus 4.2 level previously. The daily progress so far is slightly under 30%, which, says that a lot can still happen, but still pretty cool that they reached a new all-time high for the day. I still think that's quite something, at least for me. Since XRP to Mexican pesos corridor working via the Bitso Mexican exchange was the first to launch by Ripple's partner MoneyGram, the XRP Liquidity Index is the highest there so far, which is quite obvious. But also, guys, if you check back at one of my older videos, which hopefully have not been deleted, because all my videos are getting deleted, you can see that this index was like 4 million, then 6, 8 million just a little while ago, and time is flying so fast, guys. I remember most of these all-time highs where we were talking about it like it was, another big deal. It is now already at $17 million, or 17 million, I guess I should just say, like that. That is just completely insane to me. The speed at which this is moving, to me, is just, wow. It's really mind-blowing, mind-staggering. And I definitely think Ripple deserves a little bit of a little clap for that. For the pace at which they're moving right now, it's completely insane. So yeah, the rest of this article here, Mike Novogratz has said XRP will underperform in 2020 again, but we already covered that in one of the earlier videos, and it's not worth your time. You know, there's a big separation between people who are for Ripple selling coins and who are against Ripple selling coins, but you know, it's you gotta pick a side. You just gotta pick a side. XRP's rally signals this smaller crypto could see a massive movement. Despite seeing a year of consistent losses and heavy selling pressure in 2019, the new year has been great for XRP so far, with the crypto posting massive gains alongside its competitor Stellar, and also next to most of the other crypto coins who are all like plus 30% year to date. But here they're saying, got filled at 0.27 to refill my XRP USD longs with the profits I'd taken below 0.28. Consolidating at the moment on both pairs, BTC pair seems to be forming a bullish C fork at the moment, and the USD pair is stuck around the $0.28 weekly level. Just going to keep my longs open and wait for the pop. I don't see it dumping from here in my opinion. And then a question, is XLM about to significantly outperform XRP and exit an accumulation phase? It's just different analysis. You can believe either one of them. Crypto Burb here is saying, another sleeping giant I'm watching after XRP is XLM. 8th month long monstrous accumulation and beginning of the new market cycle. Currently trading in long-term mid-range with weekly reversal confirmed. PS charted before it pumped. Yeah, I mean, that's convenient. But, you know, for XLM, you guys all know, I used to be a really big fan of what they do. It's also a crypto built by Jim McCaleb, and as we've now found out, he's pretty good at creating technology. He co-founded Ripple. If you guys did not know, all the way in the back, he was there for XRP. And he does a pretty good job at making cryptocurrency. He does a pretty good job at being an entrepreneur or a moneymaker, businessman, however you want to call it. But yeah, he knows his way in the cryptocurrency realm. But now I'm kind of wondering / confused as to what their plan was with the big cut in supply, where they cut out most of the airdrop money and just a little bit of their own money. I still don't know exactly why they did that. Maybe it was to better themselves, get themselves a better position, or like make it look as if it's more scarce. I don't know. But after that douchebag move, I haven't been too much of a supporter of XLM, honestly speaking. I really lost a lot of respect that day. So yeah, Bitso to use Ripple's as ODL to process 20% of remittances to Mexico. This article gave me a little bit of a shocker, a little bit of a banger, because I was like, what? What's going on right here? Using Ripple's as on-demand liquidity, Mexican crypto exchange and remittance service Bitso plans to process 20% of all cross-border transfers to the country. U.S.-Mexican remittances reach above $35 billion per year. In the latest Masari Unqualified Opinions podcast, Bitso's CEO, Daniel Vogel, shared his expectations of expanding the potential of Ripple's ODL. Vogel hopes to catch as much as 20% of weekly remittances, which is a significant share of the market that moves $35 billion a year. So we definitely now know that these guys are not on a small track. They're trying to move a frick ton of money. 20% of this $35 billion a year market is not no joke. It's not something you create overnight. But now we know that Ripple, through their partnerships that they have already established, have created a way for themselves to already be transferring 20% out of this $35 billion per year. So about $7 billion per year. I believe this number was like 38. Or was it 20? I don't remember, guys. We also talked about this like a couple of days ago, that one of the articles had the numbers wrong, but I forgot exactly what Mexico's remittances were. I think it was something with an 8. Maybe it's 28. Yeah, whatever. Vogel shared that Ripple's ODL moved $18 million through XRP in the last week of December. Bitso's volume derived from the activity of MoneyGram, which already uses XRP for 10% of its transfers. Relatively low number if you think about it. So we only have 1/10 of their full capacity. MoneyGram, the partner acquired by Ripple Inc., has taken hold of some of the biggest remittance markets, including Mexico and India, and we were actually increasing our volume, and this is because we spent a long time finally building a remittance solution, which you alluded to the introduction, said Vogel. Pretty amazing, guys. Pretty good stuff. Pretty solid. Pretty happy. Ripple Transaction volume reaches new all-time high on three corridors. So, quick summary, we're not going to go through this too much. Ripple XRP records new all-time high in trading volume on three corridors: XRP to Mexican peso, XRP to Philippine peso, and XRP to Australian dollar, or just on all three pairs that are currently open. You can see the numbers right here. We just went through most of it already, but you can see they're moving their way every single day, making new records. And also another cool part was that Coinfield, I believe, is his project on XRP, Sologenic. The blockchain platform Sologenic launches a reward program for the development of the XRP ledger. They're getting themselves some goodwill, I think. The blockchain platform Sologenic, which is built on the XRP ledger, reported that it will launch a rewards program to boost the development of Ripple's technology. Sologenic said on Twitter that it wants to accelerate the growth of the XRP ledger. And now, you guys know I love it whenever they do stuff on the XRP ledger. For example, Sologenic is something that's built on the XRP ledger, and they're going to have their own cards and stuff for you to spend money. But still, I think actions like this that are not coming from within Spring or Ripple themselves are just kind of a way to get a lot of goodwill within the community. Because community members like it when you incentivize developers to hop on and stuff. But, in this case, Sologenic co-founder Bob Ross said they will launch a reward for 10 entities or developers who create a validator for XRP. The condition is that the project must be completed this year. Funding for the reward will come from the Solo Community Fund. Okay, so yeah, this is basically free money from their perspective as well. So that's I guess a good thing, because they're using their free money already to reward people. That's a good thing. They're not keeping it for themselves. On the contrary, though, maybe they wanted a validator for some good reason. Maybe they want more people to create validators. Maybe for the whole way people view XRP for their own benefit. I don't know. Maybe it's all out of their good heart. Maybe they just really want to see XRP thrive, the XRP ledger do amazing. Could also be. But I just think whenever you reward people for doing such things, it's mostly out of self-interest there. But, whatever. It could be either of them, and it's all cool. And anyway, it's positive for us regardless of what their intentions are. Someone just flipped the switch on XRP corridors because they're just moving insane. You can see here, if you just look at the general flow, it's really quite exponential and pretty amazing to look at. Then Leonidas Hadjiloizou actually posted on Twitter, patent infringement case against Ripple dismissed with prejudice, 1 down, 1 to go. You can see here, Cooperative Entertainment Inc. versus Ripple Labs Inc. patent infringement lawsuit dismissed with prejudice. You can read more into it, not too important. There were two major patent infringement cases, or I guess two major cases going on for Ripple. One of them got dismissed right now, which you can see here, with prejudice. Amazing. Sparkling. I don't know what to say there. Really, really quite good. But, there's so much going on with Ripple right now. You can check it in. Let's quickly open it just for a second. Here you can see more into it. I don't know why you would care though. But yeah. Let's move forward to the last big cool tweet of the day, which is from Crypto Bull 2020. And Crypto Bull is quite known for having some ridiculous titles, ridiculous predictions, and being very far away from the truth. But to a certain extent, he's also one of the pushers of really, really hope in the community. Really, really hopeful content. And he's saying soon, the 2017 XRP all-time high of $3.84, which I believe is the 2018 high. I believe it was January 4th, 2018, not 2017. But, all right, will be a little dot on the chart when we hit $100. And this is actually quite smart how he did it here, because he's actually not upsetting people at all with this one, I believe. Right? Because he's saying, the all-time high that we got, of which the date is wrong, because I believe it's January 4th, 2018, is going to be small in comparison to what we're going to be seeing in the future. And I think that's just really amazing for him to do, because he's literally speaking the truth, right? If we were to ever hit $100 per XRP in the future, this $3 or whatever it looked like is going to look like peanuts. And that's the same with the prices that we're at right now. People thought that 1 cent per XP was crazy. People thought that 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents, maybe even now, 28 cents per XP is crazy. But remember, we got to almost $4 per coin. Nobody would have expected that. Same for Bitcoin. People thought $1 would be insane. $11. You stupid to buy Bitcoin at $11. You monkey banana boozer. I don't even know what to say right there. people were really being angry that other people bought it at $11 or that it ever hit $8 and stuff. When it hit $1,000, people were just, crapping their pants all over town. And then it hit 20,000. Who would have expected that? Who would have ever expected Bitcoin to cross $10,000? Most likely a couple of people, but most did not. And that's also what I think with Bitcoin and with XRP alike. The prices that we're at right now, even the all-time highs, are going to be very low in comparison to what we're going to be seeing in the future. The only question is exactly when it's going to be, but I definitely think it's going to be good. Thank you guys all for watching this video though. Hopefully you did all enjoy. Make sure you press the like button if you learned something new or you enjoy my content or you respect what I do or you appreciated what I do. And make sure you subscribe for daily crypto news. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care and make sure you follow me on Twitter, @DustyBC.